USA! Open the flag, stewards. Be a stud citizen. Reminders from our flag. For Monday, March 22nd of 2021. Yes, the old glorious Statue of Liberty is our header today. Picture I took back in, that's right, family trip in 2011. So before we get to today's historical moment, where's our flag? The U.S. flag at half-staff today. Need to know if our school or home or business has the flag at the right position? Well, hopefully you have it at half-staff, because it's a national half-staff that ends today, ends at sunset Monday evening. And that national half-staff was called for by the president for the Atlanta area spa shooting victims. And you can click on the link below to check out the details. Today's historical moment from our flag recalls some unfinished business for women. On this date, March 22nd, 1972, the Equal Rights Amendment, which was resubmitted by U.S. Representative Martha Griffiths, you can see her picture above, was approved by the U.S. Senate. With this passage, the amendment was forwarded to states for approval. As you may know, 2/3 of the U.S. state legislatures had to approve the Equal Rights Amendment for it to pass, meaning for it to become part of the U.S. Constitution. That's what it takes for that amendment to pass. Unfortunately, only 35 of the required 38 states had approved the amendment by the ratification deadline of March 22nd of 1977. So the amendment was given another 5-year extension for approval, but again, on March 22nd of 1982, it still had not received the 38 state approvals to become law. The Equal Rights Amendment intended to guarantee equal legal rights for all American citizens regardless of sex, ending legal differences between women and men in divorce, property, employment, and other items. Yeah, and still on U.S. Congress and states' radar. And amazingly, during every session of the U.S. Congress since 1982, the Equal Rights Amendment has been reintroduced for approval. It's kind of getting silly. Since it still has not passed, many states have taken upon themselves to pass laws similar to this amendment. All right. So today's insightful quote from our flag comes from one of the authors of the first version of the Equal Rights Amendment given to Congress in 1923. That was Alice Paul. I never doubted that equal rights was the right direction. Most reforms, most problems are complicated. But to me, there's nothing complicated about ordinary equality. Well said. Again, that was from Alice Paul, women's rights activist, member of the women's suffrage in the early 1900s. All part of trying to get their right to vote. Today's fun from our flag. All right, so we got just a couple little, satirical, just some engaging pictures and GIFs. Let's call it that. How about this one here? Women's rights, the funniest joke in American history. All right. And then, hey, I'm not doing anything else for men today. All right. Well said, well played on both of those. All right. Now it's time to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Students across America at home or school, inspired by Martha Griffiths, Alice Paul, and today's women who keep fighting for equal rights. Please unite and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I can't help but think about it today as we're talking about equality. The Equal Rights Amendment seems to be a word missing from the Pledge of Allegiance. And with all this diversity, equity, and inclusion discussions, still social justice and all these things going on, pretty amazing that that Equal Rights Amendment has not passed. That's it. That's today's U.S. flag tribute. Go out and be a stud citizen. That means go out and be an awesome, good to each other citizen. Keep America beautiful, and remember, in God we trust.